Hello my friends, Sylvia Hartman here, creator of Modern Energy, and I would like to tell you today about something that most people don't know about the connection between anxiety and fear and energy, and what we can do to get out of states of being nervous and anxious and stressed, and to get out of that and make it better rather than making it inadvertently worse. So I'm standing in front of the Modern Energy chart, which I hope you know. If you don't know it yet, there is a introduction to that on my YouTube channel. So basically what we're looking at is different energy bodies in different energy body states. And the thing with the energy body is that it needs energy to function. And the more energy it has, the better it functions, all the way up to +10. Now, when we get stressed and fearful and full of anxiety, we are losing energy. We're going down on the Modern Energy chart. And the first thing that we see is this little green guy here at around about -3, -4. And that's when we're starting to not feel right in ourselves. We really notice that we're starting to get worried, we're starting to get anxious, we're starting to question ourselves, question all sorts of things, like, oh, I wonder if my husband is going to be all right at work. Normally we wouldn't even think about it. But then all these things come in. I wonder how my children are doing. I wonder, I'm not, is it going to be all right? Am I going to keep my job and the world? Oh my God, the environment, whatever. We start to become worried about all sorts of things and start worrying. That's our first indication that we are on this downward slope into negative energy states. People who have real problems with anxiety don't stop there. They start to feel ever more out of control, and then we get down to -6, which is our shaking person here, and they really are trembling, their heart's beating high, their stomach's churning, and they really are feeling completely out of control. And the next thing that happens, if there's nothing done about it, is then this slide down where this explosion happens that becomes a panic attack or a migraine or an asthma attack or something that happens, this complete explosion there at -7 that causes then the entire energy system just to go kaboom and blue screen. And after that we have our states of depression. Our poor little guy down there who's the energy system after this explosion is just not functioning. And depending on the circumstances, it can take quite a while to reboot back up to sort of operating energy levels. Now, the thing is that when we start to, first of all, this is an escalation chain. And the earlier we can intervene in that, the better. So it's much, much easier to pick that up when we're only slightly out of control than when we are very out of control, or in this, here it's too late. There's nothing anybody can do anymore at that point. So the sooner you can intervene in that, the better. And when I say intervene, what we need to do is to raise energy. Now, it can feel as though these states of anxiety and fear and stress, that you have too much energy because your heart's beating and you're shaking fast and it's trembling and it feels as though you have too much energy. But that's not the case. In truth, you have too little energy. And the comparison I make with that is when you are flying an airplane and for whatever reason you're getting close to stalling speed, when there is not enough lift on the wings anymore to keep that airplane in the sky. As it gets up to stalling speed, it starts to tremble and shake. It's not flying smoothly anymore, and it's starting to really bounce and shake. And that's what, if you do not do anything about it and you just leave it, it's going to stay like that for a while. But if you do the wrong thing, which is to reduce speed, thinking, oh my God, I need to go slower, that's just going to be the worst thing you can do. And then at that point, the airplane just drops from the sky and you've stalled and you're probably dead. Now, the right thing to do in this scenario is to increase the speed and, pull back on the stick, pitch the nose up to fly out of that scenario. And that's what we need to do when we are starting to get shaky as our stick shaker. That's when we need to increase energy. We need to put energy into the energy body so we get out of that low energy state and get up into the positive states where we are regaining control. Yes, and if we get right, we can actually really start to fly. So how do you increase energy in a low energy state when it's starting to get trembly and it's starting to get bad? Well, you can, of course, do modern energy tapping for powerful positive, such as power, strength, protection, love, help, hero energy, whatever it is that you feel you need right now to make your energy system stronger, to put in that extra energy that you need to sort of fly out of the storm. That's one thing. There's other things. First thing is getting up and moving around. That's always helpful to move more energy through the energy body. Giving yourself a round of applause quickly. Just the act of clapping your hands together loudly and strongly, and perhaps, shouting out, yes, okay, I'm strong. That raises energy and gives you back a level of control over your states. When you are dealing with somebody else, again, this is not about calming them down. If you take any more energy away, they might well stall and crash and burn altogether. You need to raise their energy. And we do that again by being hugely positive with them. Saying like, you are brilliant, I love you, you can do this, you are strong, breathe deeply, the universe loves you, you can do this, you are strong, you are powerful, you are beautiful. Move your hands, just let's clap our hands together, breathe deeply, you can do this. Raising energy rather than telling people in a panic situation or a stress, fear, anger situation to calm down. And raise energy, we can get them out of that state and all the way up into those states. And there the person then comes back to their senses, gets back in control, and obviously is a better version of themselves as well. So to briefly sum up and reiterate, learn when this first starts. Really pay attention to the first sort of trembling and shaking. That's letting you know your airplane is in trouble and you need to increase speed. You need to add energy. A lot of people desperately try to ignore the first fluttering signs, the first questions appearing in their head, and try and override this with willpower. Pay attention, take notice. Remember, the earlier you can intervene in this escalation chain, the easier it is, the better the results. So that was number one. Really pay attention and add energy as soon as you become aware of there's something going wrong with your energy system. The second thing is that's really it. That's really the first thing and the only thing. You need to know that you need to add energy when you get nervous. There are lots and lots of different ways to make your energy body flow more strongly again. And I highly recommend that you learn as many of them as you possibly can. So you have a choice of things to do when you start feeling that you're questioning yourself, that you're starting to worry about something. Don't ignore these early signs of stalling. Don't let it get so far that we're getting into real panic states. But even in a real, just in this state here, even there we can save ourselves by adding energy, by really doing something immediately, getting up, going out in the garden, clapping your hands, stomping your feet, getting more energy flowing through your energy body. When you get to that point, I'm afraid it's too late. I mean, that's when control is lost. And then we have the crash down, and then we have to spin ourselves up again. The real trick is to not let it get that far. I mean, really, it is to become much more aware of your own stress levels. We're really talking about a program of modern stress management for yourself, where you're paying attention to your stress levels all the time. Really keep an eye on it. Really keep one of those energy charts around, or have a Sue wristband that you can wear to check your energy levels. And if it goes below zero, do something immediately to raise energy, to stop this escalation chain from occurring in the first place. So remember, you pay attention to get stressed, you get stressed, raise energy fast, quickly to get out of that, and then that ends the escalation chain, and the bad results at the end never happen. And that overall and over time is really good for your energy system, and over time it is a brilliant pathway out of constant anxiety and stress and into much happier states of being, much happier states of experiencing much more joy in life, and just being a much happier person. I hope that's been valuable to you. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'd love to hear your comments. I'll see you again soon. Bye.